welcome back. So just to start, I just wanted to make a huge shout out for Robin. She actually just dropped off some gifts. So she dropped off a few bags. So a main thing that she dropped off that would really be helpful for us during this kitten season is actually fleece blankets. This is a really good thing to have. It really keeps our kittens, warm, comfy. It provides a soft place to sleep for them, and you can purchase it anywhere. It does not have to be on our Amazon registry. If you're in town, you can go to Walmart, Target, even if you want to go to other pet stores like Petco, Kihei Pet Supply, and Maui Pet Shop. You can also do that as well. And I also wanted to thank Joy. Thank you, Joy. She hit the star button. So if you guys look for the star button, it's right next to the like button at the very bottom. Feel free to donate by giving us stars. Yeah, so we'll start now by having Jodelle come on in. She's going to be doing a bottle feeding introduction. So let me move these out of the way, and you guys will meet some bottle babies.
Hello, we're going to do a bottle feeding.
I'll pass them to you.
And here's our little bottle.
Alrighty. There we go.
And here's the formula that we've been using.
Yes. And that's Breeder's Edge, really good for their tummies. And how old are these kittens, Jodelle?
They are 2.5 to 3 weeks old.
All right, so at this age, they really rely on their mom. They can only drink milk at this age. They're not eating solids quite yet. So since these poor kitties don't have a mom, Jodelle is nice enough to step in and foster these guys. So she's been feeding them every few hours, bottle feeding. And as you can see, he's got a nice latch on there. So what we feed, so it's going to be that formula, and they eat every 4 hours, Jodelle?
Currently it's every 3 hours.
Every 3 hours. So she gets up every 3 hours, feeds them, potties them, and we always feed them warm milk. So bottle babies cannot thermoregulate their body temperatures. Mom's body temp is around 100 degrees. So our human bodies are not enough to keep them warm, so we want to really make sure to keep them warm. So they get warm milk, and then we also, in their setup, we do put a heating disc in there. So this you want to heat up. Anytime it gets cold, these heating discs can be found on the Amazon registry. And these really come in handy for those little bottle babies that cannot thermoregulate. At about 5 weeks old, they can begin to thermoregulate on their own, and they will no longer need a heating disc. Yeah.
We also put probiotics in their milk.
Yes, so the probiotics really help their little tummies. Since they're not getting their mom's milk, that really helps boost their immune system, gives them healthy gut, healthy stool as well. So cute. And do these guys have names yet?
Well, this one we've named TC for Tiger Cat.
Oh, cute.
And the scale I use.
And then you want to weigh it after. Oh, and thank you, Kahal, Dr. Christie. Thank you so much.
And when they pull away, they either need to burp or they're all foul.
All right.
Potty.
So then, yeah, we can potty them. So kittens this age cannot use the restroom by themselves. So if they were with their mom would actually stimulate them to go to the restroom. But kitties like this, without a mom, let me move this stuff so you can see what's going on here. So Jodelle has got a tissue, and she's rubbing the kitty's bum, and she's going to do this until the kitty is done urinating. It's really important to do this for them. Let's go a little higher so they can see. There we go. I'll hold this up.
You have to be careful. Sometimes it'll shoot out.
Oh yeah. So kitties need this done every bottle feeding.
This one does a lot.
Yeah.
And I try to hold the feet up if I can. Sometimes it's hard. Each kitty is different. But see, this one really is. This one is the biggest milk drinker out of all three. So
yeah. you want to look at more info, go ahead and click the links in the description. It'll have kitten lady videos, it'll have aging charts and what care entails with each age. You'll have bottle feeding videos with great tips on bottle feeding. And of course, if you guys want to foster with us, feel free to reach out, go to the website. Under Get Involved, click that foster link, and there's a quick online foster orientation, and we can set you up with some cute little bottle babies. It is definitely starting this month. I know we've had a pretty slow couple of months with no cats in the cat ohana, but that has definitely changed, and that's going to be changing real quickly. Just since March 3rd, we have sent out 24 bottle babies. That's including these guys that Jodelle has taken for us.
And usually they like it where they can't see usually, but I'm trying to, for the camera. And another thing when I feed, it's not like a child where you're up, it's always like.
Yeah, so always, so you wouldn't feed them holding them upside down like a human baby, because they can actually choke like that, and that's a very common mistake we make because, you know, we're not cats, so we have learned that that is actually not the accurate way to feed them. They always want to be right side up so that they don't choke and aspirate.
Last one.
Yeah, and I'll potty this guy for you. And another thing I wanted to mention, since it's kitten season right now, a lot of you know, there's a chance you could see bottle baby kittens like this alone outside. And I know our biggest human instinct is to take them in and save them and take care of them, but actually the best thing to do if they look healthy and they're not in immediate danger, you actually want to leave them where they're at. Mom normally will go out and will look for food for herself, and she will return in a few hours. So yeah, definitely kitties, when you find them like this, best bet is to leave them with mom. And we really need to fight our human instincts of wanting to step in and help. Mom knows what's best. You know, nice fosters like Jodelle will step in and care for these guys. But a lot of their best chances at survival is going to be left outside with mom. The mom and cat will care for them best. And I wanted to talk about setup of these guys. So as you can see, Jodelle is keeping them in a carrier like this. So housing and taking care of bottle babies like this, it does not take a whole lot of space at this age. They're not using a litter box. They're just need to be fed, potted every few hours, and they go right back in their carrier while they will sleep until their next feeding. So it does not take a whole lot of space, just, you know, a few minutes every couple hours, really.
Kittens in a box.
Yes, kittens in a box. Awesome, we're on our last kitty. Oh, and we forgot to mention that during every feeding, it's really important to make sure that they're actually eating enough. So we want to weigh them after every feeding to make sure they're gaining. And I just wanted to thank you all for your support. Hit that star button. That'll really help us get the supplies we need to take care of these guys. As you can see, there's a lot of gifts on the table that people have already brought in. We got the formula, snuggle safe, stuffed animals, cat food. Any of that really helps. We get in hundreds and hundreds of these pets every kitten season. So we are always needing supplies, always needing more fosters signing up. Oh, thank you, Claudia. Thank you for joining.
And I do offer the bottle more than once, just because they are so little. A lot of times they need to burp or they can't guzzle it like all at once. So I usually do 2 rounds, or once they tell me like, okay, I'm done. Especially in the mornings.
Oh yes, make sure they're nice and full so that they stay nice and comfy and warm until it's time to eat again. Yeah. joining. Thank you, Lori. Good job. So yeah, you guys really got the hang of bottle feeding. Normally, once you first introduce the bottle, it can take a few hours, even sometimes a couple days for them to really get the hang of latching on. You know, they're used to mom, and when you introduce this bottle, it's really new for them. So a lot of the times they will not catch on right away. And it just takes them a while to get used to. How do we choose animals for foster? Someone asked. So a lot of animals get brought in as a stray. So people will find animals, people will surrender their personal animals. So animals get selected for foster. There's many different reasons. They could be too young for adoption, like these guys, and when we foster, because you know we don't have bottle feeders on site at the shelter, so they will need to go in a foster home for bottle feeding. Sometimes they will be sick, and we'll need you know, just extra care in a home to heal up and be real comfortable on their treatment plan. Sometimes, you know, they got injuries, illnesses, need a break. Oh, thank you, Heather, for the stars. Thank you so much. And Juan for the bottle. Thank you. Yeah, and then a lot of the times too, especially on our down season, we'll just start sending a lot of animals into foster just because it's nice to get a break. Even a 1 to 2 week break from the shelter if they are adoptable. That's really great for them. It gets them that exposure in the home. Wow, and then vegan. So what do you like about fostering bottle babies?
Ooh. I love that it's kind of like you know what you have to do, but it's all also intuition. So they all sometimes latch differently. It was really challenging to feed them like this because normally I feed them close to me, and so it's kind of like I am a mom, but I'm actually doing mommy stuff like the fun beginning mommy part, which I really enjoy. So they're like my babies, and they're cute and cuddly, and I love that each one's different. You really have to just like read the baby. So.
All right. Thank you for joining, Joanne and Nancy. Welcome. All right. And then what would you say a challenging thing about fostering is? If you had any challenges during it, whether it's waking up in the middle of the night or anything like that.
The poop.
The poop.
So when they're babies, the poop isn't always solid, and they're not litter box trained. So I do, depending on how little they are, like now I can give them a bath because they're a little bit bigger. But when they're really teeny tiny, it's really just barely getting them wet because they get so cold.
Yeah.
But they do, now they're moving more, so this is a hard stage because they'll poop and then they get in it. But yet they're still too small to be in a bigger crate. So, and then my other challenge is just I get super attached. I have foster fails. But I just remind myself that I'm saving more and more lives by just being available to foster. So.
And thank you, Jodelle, for opening your heart and home. She's fostered a lot for us. She's fostered bottle babies, kittens, puppies. So fosters like Jodelle really help us out. Oh, thank you, Jody, for the stars. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. All right, and then next up at 12, we'll be talking about mush babies and upper respiratory infections and what kind of symptoms to look out for that. All right, bye. See you at 12.
Thanks.